Welcome to Starfield. It's the new space game that we got. And of course, the first things first, we gotta get into it. As it is with many of the Bethesda games, my first question of course is, where are my legs? I dislike it when game makes it that I don't have legs. But okay, right away into the story, we can look around, we can have some fun. Of course all the NPCs are walking and I can check around things myself as well. Now it is very clean look compared to what I would call a Fallout look. Fallout has this better vibe when it comes to the UI, the interface. You get more looks, better interactions, you can see it better, you can feel it better, it's a bit more colorful. But then again, this is a space game, this is a new team and it's got its own mark to make. Well, mining tool is a wee bit of fun. Now, not that I really like the idea of mining, I hope it won't be as useless as it is in Star Citizen, the hand mining. But this is what I hate about every game. The NPCs walk faster than you. That is one of those things that I hate. No matter what the game is, when they walk faster than you, I dislike it. But other than that, the visuals, it has its own aesthetics, it has its own look, feel. It's all very unique, very interesting. But one of the things I wish they would have taken from Fallout is the NPCs, the characters, the face, the looks, how you can customize your character. Because it is all very specific and it isn't as widely expanded upon as Fallout 4 was. So this was one of the first things that I right away thought, yes, this probably needs a lot more work, this could be better. Like, using Fallout 4 characters here would even be nice. And perhaps what I dislike a bit more, it all looks a bit cartoony. But other than that, I do like that there's plenty of options, even if you dislike something, and that you can also adjust what you plan to use. And this feels kinda like it's from Fallout. You can pick your background, your traits, you create a history for a character, or at least some expertise. Now, one of the things with the dialogues I wish they would really do is just put numbers in front of the options, like first option, second, third, fourth, fifth. That is one of the things one of the mods that I always download for any Bethesda game that I'm playing, pretty much. But excluding that, the armors, the looks, the spacesuit, it all looks nice. And even in 3D, it looks, kinda what you've seen in space, kinda the videos we've seen. It tries to be more on the realistic side when the games like Star Citizen try to be very minimalistic and futuristic. The short bit of combat I enjoyed was actually quite nice. I even thought about using guns, but it felt like using a mining laser here would be more fun, and I couldn't agree more. Now, you can actually make it do more damage when you charge it up, but it does deplete faster, so it was quite a bit fun. From the weapons point of view, it does look like apocalyptic futuristic weapons. Not all of them, but some of them do have that look that it is probably a bit overdone. Story-wise, I mean, it gets down pretty fast, like you get your own ship right away. It is a bit goofy that this guy is pretty much just trading you for him, and you're taking his ship and leaving. And of course, if you can hear the background, there was a little audio glitch, which was the first bug I encountered. Now, since this really isn't a 100% space game, it's more still focused on the role-playing aspect, first-person aspects. The space combat wasn't that deep compared to Star Citizen. Like, first things right away, I wanted to check my panels, but of course, since I play Star Citizen, all the panels do work. In this game though, yeah, it's pretty much your controls on the left, which you can control by holding down Alt and using the WASD. Since this game has more focus on the story, of course it's not gonna have these amazing lasers, these amazing guns, how perhaps even ships break apart. But it does have its own vibe, and I believe we are still yet to discover more of it. Since there's lots of planets, there is going to be a lot of empty spaces. And as you can see, you can often see in other Fallout games that there are different locations stacked next to each other, around each other. This is just a base in the middle of the valley, in the middle of nowhere, and it's the only thing here. I mean, you can do mine, you can probably kill some wildlife or things, but this is how it pretty much is. There's bound to be vast emptiness, and that's the special thing about space games. Although I'm not really that big of a fan for ships in this game, I do like the option that you can modify, pick them apart, add new parts and things like that. Perhaps the biggest downside for me is how basic, how welded together these ships look. But the best part is that you actually travel pretty fast, although I wish there were more options to focus on the mission markers objectives when you're on your ship, so you don't really need to navigate around with a big world map. But since I have played Star Citizen so much, well, cutting down my flight by 20 minutes or perhaps in this case even 2 hours, I'm quite happy how this works. Especially seeing as it's a single player game and it's made for story, not for simulation, reality, or total immersion. There are often few bothersome things about single player games. One of them is the dead-eyed look of the NPCs. Yeah, that's scary. Another one, how fast you're actually thrown into the main story. Often you're just being pushed massively ahead to follow the main story. Sometimes it feels urgent, other times it feels like you're going from a simple miner, recruit, whatever, to a lieutenant really, really fast. There is a lot to this game and we have yet a lot to discover, although I do like the interior of this fine establishment. I think instead of a massive amount of different planets, they should have done a certain number of them and make them very specific, beautiful, and extravagant. But still, there's going to be few very strong weeks filled with news of this game. Anyway, thanks for watching.